Welcome, and thank you for tuning in to the American Investor Show. Please click subscribe if this is your first time listening. From trader and CEO interviews to breaking news about companies you won't hear anywhere else, nobody does a better job at keeping you in the know when it comes to penny stocks. The term penny stock generally refers to a security issued by a very small company that trades at less than $5 per share. Penny stocks are extremely risky, yet they offer rates of return on investment not seen anywhere else. The host, guest, and callers are not registered financial advisors licensed by any government entity, and therefore, the following should be considered entertainment. The host, guest, and callers disclaim all liability in the event any information, commentary, analysis, opinions, advice, and/or recommendations prove to be inaccurate, incomplete, or unreliable, or result in any investment losses. Before investing in penny stocks, you should consult a professional to determine what strategy may be best for your individual needs. Now, without further ado, your host, LaSalle Anungu.
Yes. What's going on, everyone? Appreciate you for joining me. This is episode 291, Penny Stocks Live. Shout out to everybody slowly coming into the chat room. Yes, indeed. Seeing people slowly coming in. Thank you. Appreciate you. All right. Who's in here? Jim Gray, Carlton, Corey Kwan, Callie Robb, Donzel, Redneck Trader, Legendary Ace. You guys see Facebook? Facebook went down exactly the way I said it was going to happen. DPG, Londell Carter, Corey Turner, Gucci. I think we got an early call, or Ken, I think that was you. Only got one ring, bro. Kenny Nichols, what's up? Joe Scott, Random Stock Run, Shirley Lewis, Corey Kwan. Thank you, of course, to my sponsors, Black Box Trader, EquityFeed.com. Get 2 weeks free, EquityFeed.com. Best scanner on the market. What's going on, Terry Cherry? There it is, Ken. Appreciate you. Let me go ahead and get you in here. 646, Ken, what's up, man?
What's up? How are you, Sal?
Good.
So early. But
No.
Really
Let's get to it. Let me see. FUSZ. Let me see here. There it is. FUSZ. Boy, I mean, I talked about you yesterday when, you got off the air. I said, look, man, Ken is really killing it. I think guys have to start following him into some of these trades. So, Ken, I'm really looking forward to your next big stock that could be making a similar move. Obviously, I mean, we're way, overboard here on FUSZ, but I mean, you got to be enjoying these profits that are coming in, man.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. That's quite an amazing story there.
Yeah.
Anyway, they're involved with Oracle. They have a big contract with Oracle, and maybe that's a good chunk of the reason. I don't know.
Yeah. Wow. That's a big win there, man.
9 cents, and I didn't get it at 9 cents, but it was 9 cents on January 1st, and now we're at 90.
Yeah.
Tenfold.
That's 10. That's a 1,000. I mean, that's insane, man. That's insane. That's just insane.
Like an option.
Yeah. I mean, look, that's OTCs for you. I mean, especially when they've got decent, outstanding share structure and, willing buyers who are looking to hold for the big home run. And that's exactly what happened here.
Really something else. And so that's good. I wanted to also bring up the next one. I'm back in the RXMD. The RXMD, they have an investor conference at 12:30 this Thursday, and the stock is really recovering from the, you saw how it went from 24 down to 12, and it's been making nice steady increase.
Yeah, that's a nice day for that stock, up 22% on 15 million shares traded today. Man, what a bounce. I mean, that was a stock that was fighting to survive yesterday. And, I mean, what a return. I mean, it's like as if everybody was a buyer today, and that's what, shows today on RXMD. Nice.
Yeah, I mean, the MACD was going negative a couple days. I was like, oh, no, I'm out of it. And turned around. I'm in. So we'll see what happens. Well, actually, can I bring up a regular big tech stock on the show?
Yeah, no problem. Let's go ahead.
Let me just find that one. BZUN is the symbol.
BZUN. BZUN. Okay. Bazoon or Baozun. All right. Not the
big short position in that stock.
Not the cheapest stock in the world, but you're saying this got a huge short position in the trade?
It does, and the float is pretty small too. I don't know, 50 million. It's pretty small. It's a small float. What's interesting? Maybe for options. I don't know.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. I do see here shares outstanding 54 million. The float is 2.9 according to FinViz. It's not giving me a short ratio, but I believe you when you say it's high. Looking on the chart, I can see why you'd probably have some institutional money up there at those higher levels. It's had a nice little trend here for the late 2017. But boy, that breakout that happened. When did this happen here? March? Yeah, March. Beginning of March. Beginning of this month has been really nice. And now we are at the highest the stock has ever been, right? Yep, 51.30.
Yeah. One of the strong stocks in this weak market.
There it is. Not bad. BZUN.
Not bad. Not bad. So we'll see. I just wanted to bring it up. The RSII really tanked today. I had sold it yesterday, the RSII. That rise in India marijuana stock must have been a pump and dump.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to happen, and that's kind of how you play those. I mean, we talked about how, trading these stocks that kind of go in and out of favor, and when you buy them at the lows, this is basically what you do is they get to some of these overextended levels. That was an insane candlestick for yesterday. So I think today's sell-off was expected, but I don't know about that aggressive. That was actually a surprise to me to see it sell off that aggressively. So we'll see what happens moving forward. But, I mean, this is if you went long when nobody else wanted, this was what you were looking for to happen. And they took profits today.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and one last one, the BYOC. It looks like it's finally breaking out of that long base. I was noticing it late last week that it was hugging the 50-day moving average, trying to turn up, and today it did. 12.5, I think, was the close on that, and that's something I think people can make some money in short term. BYOC.
Yeah, I like the fact that it's not overextended. The stocks we've talked about tonight. Most of them were 60 plus, on nearly banging on 70. This is a stock that, right there, 55 on the RSI, just above a moving average, not too far from it. This could be, an entry position or an opportunity for someone to start a small position in BYOC if you're getting into the OTCs. Yeah.
So that's it with the penny stocks tonight. Tomorrow we have the Fed chairman speaks with the rate hike, and last few times he spoke, the market really didn't like it because he's too bullish. He's too great on bullish, and it seems too obvious in a way that the market's going to tank after he speaks tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I mean, CNBC has been marketing it all week for the most part. They started talking about it last week. It's going to be live. We're going to get every single word he says on CNBC. So we'll be able to watch it. For those of us who are going to be at home or just going to be in front of a computer, going to be able to watch the effects his words have on the market, and I'm looking forward to that as well.
So that's it. Thanks. Have a good night,
man. Thank you, Ken.
Thank you.
Shout out to Ken. Appreciate the call. Thank you to all the people in the chat room. The pain on Facebook continues. The pain on Facebook continues. We told people stay away from those calls. Stay away from those calls. And looking at the 5-minute chart on Facebook, you had that falling window open, and I said, just get an end of money call here if this is your thing. I don't like stocks going through this kind of trouble. I love the turnaround, but falling window, in the money call, you're going to get your dip buyers, and I mean, that's just bull trapping all the way down. I mean, break of the morning high, and you had guys wanting to play that bounce off that. And they got 3 candlesticks and for the most part just overwhelmed. I mean, this is just a murder here as it continues to sell lower and lower and lower. And eventually you get that RSI break here. You got the RSI break on the 5-minute, getting back into some bullish territory. But I'm seeing here after hours, Facebook is now even lower. So we're looking at 166. Now, after hours yesterday, we were at 170. Yeah, 170. We are at 170. It looks like pre-market it gained a little bit, before opening at about one. When did they open at today? I think they opened. I want to say, where did Facebook open at? Like 176. Oh, yeah, about 176, 175 highs. Yes, indeed. Let's get to your tickers in the chat room, ladies and gentlemen. All right, we're going to hit this show out real nice and quick. I got a beautiful young lady waiting for me downstairs, so I need to get to that bubble. So, yeah, let's keep it going real quick. Give me a call, 305-600-2896. All right, TRXC. What's going on, John Rambo? All right, 14.7% gain on TRXC. All right, TRXC. All right, nice break there. That 50 moving average, that's very bullish. Has a hard time committing above it. As you can see here, it's fought with that for a couple times recently, and had trouble committing above that. So let's see if you can hold for longer than 2 or 3 days. Struggles with that 50 moving average. Yes, indeed, Gucci. Absolutely. All right. Somebody talking about Google. Yeah, Google also, going through it a little bit. I mean, we talked about yesterday how all of these social media stocks they're sitting on huge profits, man. They're sitting on huge profits. This is no reason to go long at these levels. Just let them do their thing. Let the Congress do their thing. We talked about how government is just really behind the 8 ball. In terms of social media, they're just scared of the fact that these companies just have really more power than they have when it comes to spreading information, and they're just trying to figure out how to get some control over these companies. All right. What's going on, Poker Pro? Gerardo, so you talking about Amazon? Amazon, nice day for Amazon. I haven't looked at that in a couple of days. Thank you for bringing that up. Amazon fighting with that 1586. 703, you're on the air. What's going on?
Hey, Sal, what's up? It's me, Fisher. How you doing?
Hey, Fisher, what's up?
Oh, yeah, it worked, so thank you. So next week, I'm going to give you $10.
Oh, okay. Appreciate it.
Because it went from level 1, I had to wait like 3 days, and bam, level 2. I was like, yeah.
Awesome.
And I'm going to do level 3, so I hope in 3 days they'll give me level 3 again.
Yes, they should do it. I mean, they want your money. At the end of the day, these brokers want you to trade. So
you was right. I lied.
Yeah, just say, hey, I'm sitting on $1 million liquid. I've got a net worth of 1.5. I mean, they don't give a damn, dude. They just want, they want you to trade. They want your commissions, and make it happen for yourself.
So I do thank you for that advice, because it worked perfectly.
Yes, indeed. So what you got for us?
What do you think about Google? Did you see that shit that happened Monday?
Well, the overall sell-off on these stocks?
Yeah, like the FANGs.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, but again, as I just said, they're up significantly. Some of them, like Amazon, are up almost 25% in 2018 alone. So,
that's crazy.
It's a lot of meat on that bone, and you got some profit taking right now, and it is what it is. So, just figure out a way to catch that bottom, because there's quite a bit of upside for all of these FANG stocks, man. I mean, at the end of the day, they're putting out great numbers. They're going to be long-term winners for the foreseeable future. You got a company like Facebook at 166. Let me tell you something right now. If you've got a little bit of patience, which most of us don't have, I find that bottom, put yourself in a leap. If you can get some of those 2020 calls, if you can afford those, that's solid in the money trade. You're going to be in profit huge when it's even time or close to that to come to expiration. These companies are at the forefront of what the future is. When you talk about Facebook and looking at the billions of dollars that's flowing in to Facebook, getting in front of that 4 to 5 billion people that use the website yearly. Incredible.
Because I want to try that sell options that can make the weekly income. Because I just need, because right now I have 2,500. I'm trying to do like maybe 25 so I can get out that pattern day trade rule, because I literally have to think carefully which options I can do so I don't get screwed in.
Absolutely. Look into verticals, man. Start looking into those put verticals. Look into those opportunities where you can buy, great companies like Google, like a Facebook, and be able to make it cheaper for yourself, allow you to put a little bit more time on your options, so you're not buying weeklies. You're giving yourself even more security than a monthly would do.
But
go ahead.
But with weeklies, you can just buy it on Monday and sell it on Wednesday, and that's technically a swing option.
That's true.
And
that's absolutely true. But again,
because you can do like a vertical on a weekly too.
That is true. It's insane more risk, but absolutely, yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Right. Because how good is Black Box? I mean, with the options, early calls.
Well, I can put you in touch with somebody who I just got to use it on. They just signed up on Sunday, and they made $700 on Monday. So I can put you in contact with the guy if you want to really ask about, how does it work. And he is basically all options, and been killing it.
I saw his video, like the option flow that they just made for the Black Box.
Absolutely.
That was really nice.
Right. But that's. I mean, we can spend 20 minutes on that, but. Appreciate you, man,
yeah,
Fisher. Thanks a lot for the call,
thank
bro.
You.
Yes, indeed.
All right.
Yes, indeed. Appreciate you. Let's get back to the tickers. Let's get back to these tickers. BAC. All right. Bank of America. I'm not a big fan of financials right now. It's just, and if you're going to trade the financials, I would go with something a little bit more volatile. That's like I love the small, not the small caps, but I like the regional banks. You know what I'm saying? They got moves. They put on moves. All right. You see them do things. All right. I love the regionals, STI, SunTrust, BB&T that I typed in there. There are also some big banks that move a little bit. I mean, JP Morgan. All right. Very similar chart. BAC is kind of it's very sleepy to me. I don't know. Wow, very similar. Very almost the same. And J.P. Morgan Chase, but I mean they're cheap option plays though. A very very cheap option plays. Bank of America. All right, what's going on, Ricardo? Shirley Lewis, BLDP. Very nice, BLDP. I saw that run today on BLDP on Ballard Powered Systems. That was a really interesting play because, again, this was one of those classes we kind of talked about, a 50 break, beautiful MACD break here, too, as well to the upside on the 5-minute chart. But, again, you got to really had to be watching this one. And, how many guys are really looking to put on a trade at 2 o'clock in the afternoon? Not a lot of people are willing to do that. Thomson Reuters did a survey about 2 years ago, and they found out 58% of all trading that happens on the New York Stock Exchange happens on the first hour and the last hour of the day. And those numbers, I wouldn't be surprised, are quite similar in the NASDAQ as well as the American Stock Exchange as well. And, that's just kind of how it is. Guys aren't really looking to jump in midday. Does it happen? Absolutely. You see these pump and dumps on the NASDAQ that run in the middle of the day from some chat room. But if you really want to be a part of some real profit, it's really after those first 30 minutes, that first hour is where you're going to find your entry and make yourself some money. All right. Or even the last toward the end of the day, going into a strong close or a strong sell-off. All right. Appreciate you, Joe. Yes, indeed. Appreciate you. All right. The stock of the day, we all know, today, PRPO. And PRPO, boy, man, this stock and what ran yesterday, both of these stocks just had me guessing about whether or not my system, is too slow, or too safe. Because I love my 5-minute candlestick, 6-candlestick system. I love it because it prevents me from going into bullshit runners, right? I mean, stocks that aren't really trying to make a full day run. And we saw yesterday with NFEC and today with PRPO, a very similar. Let's go to the 5-minute chart. Look at this, right? Now, this is a sucker move, right? This is a sucker. If you don't get in here within the first candlestick, this is a sucker move because this isn't going to keep going. You just know it's not going to keep going. I know the stock was halted, right? You're just playing with fire at these levels, and quite a few guys got burned. If you pull up stock twits or even on Twitter, you see a lot of guys like, "What the fuck? Oh my God, the government halted," blaming the government and all that bullshit, just because of the fact that you were just greedy, But at the same time, I look at the chart like this, and it's like, damn, I could have made some money. But I don't have it in me to get in, 5 minutes into the morning. I just don't have it in me like that, And I've just come to accept it. Did I pull the trigger? Yes, I eventually did, but it's not, it's not my kind of play, man. It's not my kind of play. So let me know if you made some money on it. But boy, it was a bit disappointing because you think about what you could have done if you caught it at 50 cents, right? I mean, if you caught it at 50 cents, if you caught it at 75, I mean, it got to as high as 175, and even after it gapped down, you were still in profit, if you caught it in the first 5 minutes of the day. But again, that's kind of what happens with these low float runners when guys get caught into the story. There's the 5-minute chart. Nice play. Thank you, Ebanar. Add to Leon. What's up, bro? CEI. Yeah, CEI is another stock that we've talked about quite a bit here on CEI. That was another one where you had the midday break. And all right, and this is you're not going to see this coming, man. I mean, you're really not going to see this coming at that time of the day. If you got your equity feed or something like that up, maybe you get an alert on something like that. But for the most part, you're not looking for this. 251. What's up?
What's going on, sir?
Anthony, what's going on, man?
Not much, man. Just sitting there listening to the show.
Good.
I made me a little money off of that. What's that? ENRJ.
That was a huge runner yesterday. What did you do today in the stock at the open?
I got in on it. First candlestick. Held it till it got to like 45 cents. Then I sold my position on it.
Right, nice bad. Yeah, opened up here at some of those. Opened up right at 32 cents.
Yeah,
and
I think mine was like 33.
Okay, wow, nice run.
I got in 33.
Yeah, beautiful first 5-minute candlestick, man. That's a lot of volatility on that candlestick.
Yeah, that's one of the stock guards moves that he was talking about how to get in on the first, few minutes of the opening bell, and then cash out.
Nice bad. Wow. Yeah, I got to figure out what that is, and I got to have him on the show to talk about that because, going here on the 2-minute, I see here that's the first candlestick, and then that second candlestick, and even on the 2-minute, I can see how somebody can make some money off that.
Yeah, and I'm like you. I use the 5-minute. I'm on that 5-minute because the rest of that stuff I'm trying to see which one work best. The 1 minute, what is that? That 1 minute candle chart.
Yeah. Oh, I
It's a bunch
can't do
of,
one.
it's just,
Yeah, I can't do
yeah,
1 minute. I can't do 1 minute. 2 minutes scares the shit out of me too. You
yeah,
just nothing there for your moving averages to really rely on. It's constantly breaking and just not doing what they need to do to show you
yeah,
some accurate signals. But again, man, ENRJ, nice move.
yeah, yeah. So I guess I'm like the other guy that called in. I'm seeing some money on your in your account, man.
Absolutely,
So
appreciate you, bro.
just keep a look, man.
Absolutely. Hey, Anthony, how you enjoying retirement, man?
Hey, man, look, I'm trying to watch the market at the opening bell for
Okay.
the first 30 minutes, and then after that, I put my watch list up and get alerts throughout the day. What's doing what?
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, that's about it. Now, if I'm don't have because most of the time I've been busy, man. I'm remodeling the bathroom now.
Mm-hmm.
I got a bunch of other shit, some windows and shit I got to put in for somebody else. I got my own security camera business too with a partner of mine. So I got a bunch of shit going on, but I'm still, messing with these stocks. I'm trying to learn that, and options is the thing that I'm really trying to get into.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we're here
So,
for you, man. Appreciate you, Anthony. Thanks as always for the
thank you.
call.
All right, man. Take it easy, sir.
Yes, indeed. So, Anthony, a man of many skills and trades, but still finding the time to trade because he knows where the big money is at. But at the end of the day, uh, man is keeping himself busy, and that's the thing to do in your retirement. Because a lot of guys they run out of things to do. They get bored quick. So it's good to see Anthony keeping himself busy. Do I trade cryptocurrencies? No, sir. I tried it for a little while and, caught a few nice swings back when Bitcoin was making, $2,000, $3,000 swings intraday. That was actually really nice when that was happening. But now I'm not actively trying to go in there and trade now. I don't know how you guys are doing it now. I mean, you really got to be a 5 minute, 6 minute type of trader to really make money on cryptos now, especially with all those fees. How is it even profitable with the fees? I had a guy tell me he was day trading Bitcoin. I'm like, dude, with the fees alone, you got to be paying at least anywhere to be between 15 to 20 bucks per trip, right? So, is it worth it? GBTC. Let's take a look at GBTC. I can't remember what happened. GBTC. Yeah, it's like trading stock back in 2001. Where guys were paying $19.99 a trade. You can go on YouTube and look at those old E-Trade commercials, man. Guys paying $19 a trade. Can you imagine doing that today? Don't get me wrong. We're all, you're winning more than $20 coming out, but at the end of the day, I mean, that adds up. With the amount of trades you're putting on during the month, can you imagine paying $20 every trip? GBTC 1460, so still hanging in there. GBTC, the Bitcoin Investment Trust, it's fighting. All right, it's fighting, but at the end of the day, we all know where Bitcoin is going to be ending up. All right, they're already having those articles out there: Bitcoin 1,000, Bitcoin 2,500. All right, but I'm telling you guys right now, it's not game over for cryptocurrency. Might be game over for Bitcoin. It's an old technology, but cryptocurrency will be back. And if I were a betting man, I'd stake it on Monero. I would stake it on Monero, the privacy coin, right? Or a technology that involves similar strong privacy rights. Strong privacy rights. GPL, there's that GPL, Great Panther. You guys starting to look at commodities these days? All right, as you know, give me a call for your tickers. If I'm missing something, Great Panther Silver. Not seeing it here. Low volume too. Not a big fan of the Low volume. Not a big fan of the low volume there. And by the way, did you guys see that murder today of WG? Jesus Christ, talk about commodity stocks. That was a murder of WG today. I mean, that was just ugly, man. Just a massacre. I saw the open, looking for some stocks that were down, maybe looking for a dip buy opportunity. Facebook was on the list, but then WG was just horrible. It's just a horrible. Looked at it as a possible dip buy. I mean, I'm looking at it, right? It's a low RSI. Watching it during the day. No, sir. Just, more and more paper. But, you got to be looking at something like this now. And I'm looking at it here. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm looking at it here at these levels. Obviously, they got some financial issues. But, a bounce is a bounce, regardless of what's going on. Regarding the fundamentals. So this has got to be on your watch list if you like these kind of stocks, that could turn around into a 4 cent, 5 cent, 6 cent move, either intraday or over a course of a couple days. All right. Yeah, it's it could very well be a goner too, But how many stocks have we seen do that and bounce 10 cents? FDC, who brought up FDC? Shirley Lewis, FDC. Nice trend. You got getting us in there late, bringing this up. Beautiful trend, though, Shirley. Beautiful trend. Getting up there now. Highest point of that RSI, 81, FDC. WG had a high of 62.04. Yeah, well, it was an oil and gas stock. It was an oil and gas stock. I see you guys bringing up Kona Grill. What's the shout out? What's going on with Kona Grill? See, a lot of people talking about Kona. What's going on with Kona? All right, I got Kona on the chart. What's going on with it? Looks horrible. Let's get to an intraday. Let's go to the daily. Excuse me. Kona Grill. All right. Last couple weeks have been really good. Last couple weeks have been really good here. All right. Up 2%. Very low volume, though, man. Where is everybody, bro? Where is everybody on Kona Grill? Are we up after hours or something? Said earnings is in 2 days. All right, so are you expecting them to blow it out the water or what? That's really what could turn this situation around. Is a great number. As you can see here, I mean, you can look at some previous candlesticks and, a couple of them weren't so good, bro. I mean, earnings day isn't so hot to be involved in this stock, man. If you look at the last 4, day of earnings isn't so good for you. LIGA. Let me see, getting the text. LIGA. Liga Assets. Don't know anything about this one. This is another one where it's been running like this, but I mean, no one had been able to call up and tell me anything about the stock. So call me up and tell me about it and let me know, why should we pay more attention to it. I set up staying in silver. Commodity stock, Henry Hall. USO. Oil and gas. Nice gap up today. Where are we at on crude prices right now? All right. You guys saw that talk about Lord of the Rings coming back? Lord of the Rings series is coming back. That'd be badass to see, man. I think the last one was a couple years ago. Crude 63.80. Okay. Crude looking pretty. 63.80. Crude looking, real good. Let me see the weekly on crude. Wow. All right, there it is. So crude looking real good on the weekly chart. Let me see here. Can I? pull up WTI. Yes, we can. U.S. oil. Let's see what U.S. oil. Well, USO follows U.S. oil. So this is the crude oil WTI, or it's just used called U.S. oil on TradingView. If you want to follow the actual price of crude. So as you can see here, we're at 63.78. But, you know, to play it without necessarily buying oil contracts, just buy USO. All right. But, you know, it's a slow mover, you know, but it can, if you get it right, make it quite a bit of money if you're playing it on a longer time frame. That's kind of that's kind of how you have to play that. Excuse me. Gas prices increase during the summer. Yes, they do. That's true. That's true. All right. ELED. BPMX. I think we took a look at BPMX. This is an interesting one too, where, you know, it's got a low float. They could do better on keeping us informed with what's going on, but BPMX is another one, which is a biotech play. They can keep us. They can do a better job of letting us know. They go to a lot of conferences, but I mean, what do they actually have, you know, in the works? And BPMX, dude, that float's pretty big too. 119 million shares. That float's pretty big. So, you know, you gotta have to really be committed to that. With U.S. steel stock going off after Trump? Yes, Henry Hall. You should see a change in steel stocks after at least 2 quarters, right? Because, you know, short-term guys played into the signing, but at the end of the day, the effects of that, you know, that deal by Trump isn't going to hit balance sheets at least for 2 quarters. So you're looking at least 6 months before you start seeing that extra capacity showing up as revenue in AKS and steel and those other, you know, U.S. steel stocks. And then A. So you can play the long ball, right? You know, if you can play the long ball, but again, you know, I'm impatient. I'm not going to do that, you know, but you can very well play that. That's the right thing to do. And A, 90-cent stock. All right. Beautiful turnaround situation here. Look, I mean, MACD got you in there weeks ago, back in February 14th to be exact, with the crossover positive move. RSI 50 cross on the daily. Beautiful chart here from some of those lows. I mean, 73, 77 cents, and now trading at 90 cents. Boy, what profit. That's how you trade that. Nice move there. Again, just using, you know, what the chart is giving you. Just using what the chart is giving you. Let's look at that on the weekly real quick. I'm just kind of seeing, do you still have quite a bit of, see, even on the weekly, that's a beautiful chart they're showing here on the weekly. You got the doji setting up for this week, right? We still got a couple days left in the week, so that could, you know, with a day or two of great volatility to the upside, that could definitely change it. We don't want to see that on Friday. With a day or two, that could very well change. But as you can see here, it is kind of developing, you know, some bit of profit taking or a little bit of resistance at these higher levels. But as you can see here, that first week red, that was the sign right there of a possible change in momentum. Then you had the bullish confirmation of the second week, which is 2 weeks ago. And what profit? MACD lines crossing here on the weekly on NNA. Yeah, NNA looks really good. That looks really good. That's a very healthy looking bottom. All right. CBIS, somebody bringing up the marijuana plays. Marijuana plays. They're going to come back. They're going to come back. So you want to take a position, this is probably the time to do so. You've got quite a bit of support here. You can set a nice little stop here, I mean, at 7 cents. right? Or 0.065. You got quite a bit of downside support here. This could be a great opportunity for someone to take a position here too. You got quite a bit of downside support there. Let's look at that on the weekly as well. Yeah. On the weekly, see we're getting that downward wedge building up here now. You should, typically when you see a downward wedge, it'll break out higher like this. As you see, it's now flagging a little bit, but this is actually another decent weekly chart. You got got good support here, right? You could send your so it's an OTC, so you're going to send your little mental stop loss, high 6s, low 7s, or at 7, and then see what happens here. All right. Let's see what the bands are doing here. All right, you're still pretty wide on that though. All right. It's still all right, but yeah, you can see it's getting tighter. So there's a move coming in CBIS. There's something coming, and it could be right around the corner. What are the Kelter channels saying? So you're right in the channel. This thing should explode really soon here. We're right in the channel, so this could be exploding real soon. CBIS. Yes, indeed. Yeah, I mean, find out in marijuana if there's a possible catalyst coming soon, or in regards to this company themselves, is there a possible move happening in some of these marijuana stocks, right? A month, 2 months before California would have been a great time to get into some of those marijuana plays. CBIS bought a bottle company. Well, you guys know they bought, you say state-of-the-art bottling company, various bottled waters, energy drinks. Yeah. See, now when they start, getting out into lines of business that have nothing to do with them, that kind of bothers me. Kush Bottles, that's another one to watch. If you remember Kush Bottles, incredible run for those low 3s all the way to the high 8s. I was all over Kush Bottles, all over it. Those of you guys who were watching the show at the time loved Kush Bottles. Still do. And I think it's got a lot of upside when it gets its act together. What do I think about the MJ ETF? Well, it's struggling right now. What's the ticker for that? Isn't it like what's the name of it again? I think it's like Alternative ETF or something. It's called the Alternative something. You don't have to give me that ticker again. ENPH. 4.6 cents a share right now. Yeah, here's another one. I mean, you're getting me in kind of extended. Let's look for some trades that we can, decide whether or not we want a part of. I'm not buying this, and you're probably not going to buy this. I mean, you're not going to buy that. Good to look at, but you're not going to buy that. MJX, okay. Yeah, figure it should be. Oh, not this one. Hold on. MJX. 1 second. MJX. Why is it not pulling up? Is it MJX? Are you sure? I don't think it's M. Is it MJX? Or it's MJ. Yeah, it's MJ. Yes, Alternative Harvest ETF. That's what it's called. The Alternative Harvest ETF. Yeah, it's struggling right now. Struggling right now. All right. Beautiful double top. All right. Beautiful double top, failed break, and then coming all the way down. You already know what's going to happen when that showed up. Boy, that was ugly. All right. But it's not game over. Not game over for the industry. Not at all. Not at all. All right. Not game over for the industry. If you believe in the industry, you got to go long. All right. And to believe in the industry, you got to go long. We still haven't had, the real institutional cash coming into the industry. At the end of the day, you still got your millionaires who are, they got their little shops, a license here, a license there. But for the most part, the marijuana industry is still very fragmented. It's not, they're not very much, real I won't say real business because they are real businesses, but they're not. There's no corporate structure to it yet. You know, that corporatism hasn't arisen within the industry. You know, so it's still, you know, a vast new horizon for investors. NIHD is a stock that's incredibly volatile. I mean, you can go back a couple years to NIHD. This is a sucker. If you don't catch it right, boy, you can be out of a lot of money. You can be out of a lot of money. In fact, I think if you pull the chart back, NIHD, there's some things here too, but yeah, there it is. You know, it's left some guys high and dry too. What day was this? Yeah, June of 2017. June of 2017. We had a show. I remember it. You know, you can lose a lot of money if you don't know what you're doing here at the open on a stock that's that volatile. They're just waiting for you if you don't know how to do it. NIHD. Good ticker if you can catch it in the right direction. AMMJ. That's a nice one. Very similar chart to what we just pulled up into the other tickers like CBIS. All right. You can get a little bit more volatile than that. You guys remember one of my favorites, MCOA? You know, you can get a lot more volatile than that. MCOA, you know, that's another one. 2 cents a share, right? With a little patience, you know, this could be a monster. It has been a monster. It has been a monster for me and many other traders. MCOA. Let's look at that on the weekly. I'm just curious. Oh, look at that. Look at that beautiful weekly chart. Very little downside risk at these levels on the weekly chart. So this is going to be something you're just going to have to sit and wait for. But this is where you want it. You know, according to the weekly chart, this is kind of where you want it. And you're just going to have to let it do its thing over the course of a period of time. MCOA. You had brought up, what was that, AMMJ? Let me take a look at that on the weekly. I think it's going to have a very similar chart to where we saw on CBIS. All right. So, yeah, even on the weekly, it's kind of starting to fight in there. Again, you know, you got your downside wrapped up. All right. But that MCOA, boy, that was pretty. Oh, I was waiting for somebody to bring up GE, man. GE, what a turn of events, right? What a turn of events. Mr. New Win, MU is sitting pretty today. Earnings, again, I'm telling you right now, tomorrow's going to be the day. If you want to get an MU, tomorrow's the day. Earnings is going to be on Thursday. So if you want to buy some calls, you could have done it today or you could have do it tomorrow. I'm going to do it tomorrow. Get on some calls on MU. They're going to blow it out the water, man. It's going to be a nice pop that you're going to be able to sell in the morning. All right. The stock does that. You know, you can pull up some of the old, earnings. You can see here the very next day is a nice little pop. Nice little, that was actually a sell-off that day. Probably wasn't a good number, I'm guessing. Actually, it was a good number, but they sold into it. But as you can see here, the very next day, quite a bit of green. All right. So be careful because it could very well sell. I mean, this is at a very high RSI point, too. I'm definitely going to still get myself some calls, but I'm definitely going to make sure I get some put protection as well. Because if it does go against me, then I'm going to enjoy the downside ride as guys take profit. So either way, you can win on this trade thanks to options. All right? You said Gates bought 1.3 million shares of $136 stock. Gucci, what stock is that? Let's take a look at GE real quick before I forget. GE. What a change of events on GE. We were really excited about GE. Let me put the channels back on there. We were really excited about it. The stock had sold off. It was well below the channels. It started coming back, popped its head above it. You had next day confirmation. We had the guy in the chat room, Jeff, the Me Marine, bought some contracts into it, rode it all the way above 15, and then come to find out, what I think I can't remember. Was it J.P. Morgan? Some of the one of the big institutional banks came out. Do what they do best, which is take positions in stock and then release calls saying why you should sell it, even though most of them are short the stock before they release that information. And timber, GE went, and for the last several days the stock's been selling. Now looking to retest some lows. GE, we actually are at the low, 1364 right now. GE, boy, that's horrible. And it looks like you've got some possibility of it touching single digits here. All right, looks like it's a possibility of touching some single digits. Let's look at on the weekly, and as you can see here, huge red brick of a candlestick being developed here on GE weekly. And it could very well get going long. As you can see here, it's been a loser for quite a long time since leaving. Wow, look at that, breaking below the Keltner channel, just staying beneath it for weeks. It's been a great short, right? I mean, this is a great short at these lower levels. Really unfortunate for GE. Let me turn this on. Really unfortunate for GE. All right. Yes, definitely hit the puts on GE. Some good in the money puts right here would be nice. A nice $14 in the money put. $15 if you can afford it. Something that's going to give you a high delta that's really going to add up those profits as it goes down. You don't have to, put yourself out there with some out of the money calls, out of the money puts. Get it in the money put and let it really load up for you. HEMP, hemp. All right, look at you guys talking about marijuana again. HEMP, all right. HEMP is another one. Don't forget it's or a sister play, MJNA. MJNA. Let me get the Keltners off of those. All right, that's another one actually. Let's look at that on the weekly. All right, look at that on the weekly. That's sitting pretty as well. HEMP. Don't forget about again. TRTC is another one. TerraTech. That one not doing so hot on the weekly. It looks like not so much there in terms of support. Got a lot more downside risk to that. 260s. It's a more expensive stock as well too. It's got a lower float though. It's got a lower float, so it can move, and it has moved before. I mean, you look at what it did back in January with California legalization. Definitely can move. Stock went to as high as $9 a share on that catalyst. Almost $9 a share on that catalyst. MJNA, don't forget about MJNA. Boy, MJNA 10 cents a share. There's another one. Boy, these marijuana stocks are like on the floor, aren't they? Like literally on the floor. Hey, but what did Warren Buffett say? Buy when everybody's fearful, right? I mean, that's what he said. All right? And sell when everyone is greedy. Sell when everyone is greedy. So they said, fuck JP Morgan Chase. That's hilarious. Let's see what else you guys got. GIS. Let's take a look at GIS. General Mills. That's the earnings sell-off. Thank you so much to Bad Scientist. He introduced that to us, the fact that, these companies sell off to earnings. And when they're great companies with great volume, you can always expect a turnaround in the situation eventually. You're just going to have to put some time on that option. Right? And that's exactly what some of you guys have done. Let me see. Not this sticker. Hold on. With Walmart, WMT. With Walmart, WNT. Here's Walmart on the weekly. And this is your entry right here on Walmart on the weekly. You got a good option, right? 3 weeks of support showing up here at these 80s. Obviously, the market likes Walmart at these levels. Now, a good in the money call, right? $87 call, $85 call with some time on that. Let's start playing this back up higher. And let's look on the daily. I think we'll see that support too. Oh, look at that. That support is showing up. And I'm still waiting for the clear break. I'm still waiting for the clear break on Walmart before I jump in. But that's, great company at the end of the day. Great company at the end of the day. I hate the fact that, they pay people like slaves, but, does it have a great business? Absolutely. Does it have pricing power? Absolutely. Does it have what you may consider monopoly power? Depends on where you live. Absolutely. You want to be an owner of that business. You want a part of that. A lot of upside opportunity at Walmart at these levels. All right. And that's when we talk about those verticals. If you can't afford an $80 call, you can't afford an $85 call, this is where you go ahead and put on that vertical that can make, a deep in the money call for you cheaper. All right. And then put some time on that and ride it higher. What's going on, Andrew? Appreciate you for being here. SFS, Smart and Final Stores. Don't know anything about it. They're labeled as food, retail, and distribution. All right. Don't know anything about this one. Smart and Final Stores. Boy, that's not the prettiest chart in the world, ain't it? Last couple of days have been doing some things, but that's definitely not a pretty chart. Let's look at the weekly. Yeah, got some support here. Let's give it some time. But man, that's quite an ugly chart. It's quite an ugly chart. You got a lot of resistance up there. All right. So what about Target, their competitor? What about Target? What about Target? It's been a minute since I've been in a Target. And Target actually holding up well. And if you remember, like 2 days ago, there was talk about Amazon buying Target. Did you guys hear that bullshit a couple days ago? I think there's like a bullshit article right now out there talking about Amazon looking at Target as a possible acquisition. That's bullshit to me. I don't think Target fits their motto. I don't see the businesses gelling together. I think Amazon is very well committed to their own distribution, style, their own distribution companies. And I think that Amazon Go thing that they're putting together is the real deal. They really do believe that they can create these small little stores where, they're not going to be cashiers. They're going to be just stockers, and you're going to walk in there with your cell phone and, you take things off and you walk out the door. Check that Amazon Go video they put out there. Really interesting. Oracle. Somebody bringing up Oracle. Oracle down 9%. I'm guessing on Oracle. Oracle's earnings sell-off. Did Oracle miss? All right, so it looks like Oracle did miss. Oracle, mixed third quarter earnings. All right. But here's the thing, though. Bottom line beat expectations. Revenue was a miss, though. But bottom line was solid. All right. But you did have quite a few analyst downgrades. I see quite a few downgrades here. And these analysts, they're scared as hell to get it wrong. So they will wait till after earnings and see the numbers, and then they'll put out and say, well, I think it's a sell. All right, well, if you really got balls, call it before the number came out. If you really got balls, a lot of those downgrades, upgrades, they're losing a lot of significance, by the way, too. I mean, there was a time I remember, go back to the high school days, 10, 20, 15 years ago for some of you guys or more, especially for you older guys, analyst upgrades and downgrades were huge. Early 80s, late 70s. You know what I mean? Those were huge days for the stockbroker. And upgrades, downgrades moved stocks, and we're talking like 10, 15, 20 points over the course of a couple weeks because Citigroup or, what were some of the big old banks at the time? Merrill Lynch and all them kind of mother. They had a lot of rep. They had a lot of clout. You said Walmart neighborhood and Walmart Cali didn't work so soon. Yeah, I noticed a lot of those. That Walmart neighborhood concept didn't really work. I saw that as well too, especially when you the Raleigh, North Carolina area. They try to put that neighborhood Walmart where they were like small little fresh food centers. It didn't work. They had different colors. They were like orange or like yellowish. Some of you guys may have seen that or had that store. The Walmart neighborhood market. And a lot of them were located in between large Walmarts. POTN. POTN could come back too. That's another one that's got quite a bit of volatility. SPWR. SunPower. SPWR. All right. Not a fan of the chart, but SPWR. All right. Not a fan of the chart. Very, not enough movement for me. Yes, indeed. All right. What else you guys got? VM. Let's see here. What happened to VRX? Valiant. I know some guys like Valiant, but I'm waiting for Valiant to see if it comes back. I still got my little alert up there at 18, but Valiant not coming back anytime soon. Not coming back anytime soon. Valiant, VRX, huge company, $5 billion market cap. Dirt cheap, trading at 3.9 times earnings. Thinking VRX could do something again, but looks like VRX selling off pretty aggressively here. I had a couple guys talking about Groupon a couple weeks ago. I don't know what happened to you. Groupon looking like a loser. GoPro as well. GoPro for a couple days there had a lot of people interested in it. I saw GoPro today. That was pretty disappointing on GoPro. Looking to retest some low. Actually did break the low. Excuse me. Did we break it or retest it here? Let me see here. Let's spread that out a little bit. All right. Trend line, horizontal line. I think we did break it. Yes, we broke it. Yeah, so GoPro breaking that low. So GoPro, good God, GoPro, $5 a share. Well, but at the end of the day, GoPro, great products, right? Great products, but the Chinese got a hand on it, and they started coming out with those little fake GoPros, the ones you see on like Alibaba for like $15 a pop. You started seeing copycats on Amazon, eBay. There are a ton of them. Obviously, they're inferior quality, but at the end of the day, there were some of them that were passable that cut into, GoPro profits. I also think GoPro missed the opportunity of getting into the law enforcement business. I honestly think they should have went out there and got a company that, could help them diversify, how they reach certain consumers. And I think law enforcement back in 2014, right, when those riots and shit like that were really the thing of the news. Let's go to the weekly chart. Where is that? 2014. Where you had GoPro. GoPro, touched $100 for quite a while. Look at that. Look at GoPro 2014. We're talking about $100 stock here, 95 plus, and look where we are here from now. This is crazy. Right? But they didn't diversify. They missed out on a lot of opportunities, and I think GoPro is going to be a very interesting study for somebody in the future on how, businesses, start and fail. How do you go from, a $5 billion company at its peak to now, a $700 million market cap and people are questioning that. They don't think it's worth that much. They don't think it's worth that much. You know? So GoPro could very well find itself, you know, getting delisted. Can you imagine GoPro trading on OTC markets? It could very well happen. It could very well happen. Now, a lot of people are hoping they get acquired from somebody. And it would make an actually interesting, you know, acquisition at the right price for, you know, a tech company. For a tech company. I'm sure there's technology that, you know, a Google or a Microsoft might be interested in at the right price, where it's very low risk to them. You know, that would be interesting. Yeah. I could see them making, you know, that would be, you know, because you're just looking for companies that could acquire something that would add some symmetry, you know, that would really fit in to what they already do. All right. That would be interesting. And then you have Amazon, for example. Amazon bought Twitch. A lot of people don't know that. Amazon owns Twitch. For you gamers out there, you know, you're working for Amazon when you're on Twitch. You know, a lot of guys don't know that. You know, I didn't understand where that fit in line with their business. But Twitch has been an incredible acquisition for them to get into that gaming space. NVDA, NVIDIA, continuing that. That's another data center play. Oh, let me tell you something right now. NVIDIA is a $500 stock, you know, in 5-6 years from now. It's a $500. You already know, man. You already know. You know? Some news came out a couple days ago, or actually I think it really went viral today, but it came out I think yesterday or even the day before, about Google. I think it was Google's automotive or autonomous vehicle ended up killing a lady down there in Arizona. But here's the thing, and of course CNBC and the petty media, they're all like, oh my God, it's so dangerous. And you know, they brought out some clown who, oh, it's so dangerous, and these automotive, you know, computer-driven cars, blah, blah, blah. But here's the thing. Do you know how many people got killed when cars were first introduced? Do you know how many people got killed when cars first hit the road in the 1900s? You had guys driving off mountains, guys whose brakes would fail, and they literally, you know, have their brains bashed in. You know, no seatbelts, by the way, no airbags. At the beginning of the automobile, guys, you know, you would have literally the steering wheels. Those steering wheels, those early steering wheels were made out of wood and some metal, and most of the time metal. You got into a car accident, you were literally impaled by the steering wheel. You know, you're literally impaled by the steering wheel. So save me this bullshit because one lady died. I'm not going to say the F word. One lady died. So the whole industry has to be put to bed. Google, for the time being, suspended their autonomous driving program. And it's just ridiculous. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. You know, it's absolutely ridiculous. You know, 45,000 people die a year in car accidents. 45,000 people a year. We're going to have autonomous driving. And if 5,000 people end up dying a year, that's, you know, I don't want anybody to die, but that's a lot better off. That's a lot better off than 45,000. You know? And machines are going to be a lot better than humans. Humans text, humans drink, humans do drugs. Humans get head while they're driving. Humans, you know, don't obey traffic rules. Humans, you know, aren't skilled drivers. Machines are going to, you know, do what they're programmed to do. Let's keep it going. AVP. Avon products. Who the hell is still buying Avon out here? I want to know. Has anybody here bought any? I haven't even seen an Avon lady. And God knows how long. I remember my mom getting those little books, right? And getting the little books from the Avon ladies, you know. But Avon, you know, like any other multi-level marketing scheme, you know, it's very much a 90-10 business, more like a 95-10 business where, you know, 95% make barely anything, and you've got your 5 to 10% who are just killing it, and they make up an overwhelming majority of the successful, you know, reps. And I think you'd probably find the same thing in Avon. You know, where a small amount of reps make up the overwhelming amount of their revenue. You'll just have those guys and girls who are just killing it, right? They're driving around in those purple Jeeps and shit like that. Or pink. What is that? Pink, right? Pink Jeeps with Avon stickers and shit. You know, you can tell those Herbalife. Like, I can't stand these Herbalife reps. Herbalife has got some great products, though. Like, I can't lie. Herbalife products are the shit. I love their products. They're the shit. I can't stand the sales reps, but their products are the shit. You know, you can tell they're, you know, because I think the reps, they're exploitive as fuck when it comes to, they exploit the shit out of these single moms and people who are like out of work and shit. That's what these multi-level marketing schemes, they really exploit people out of work. I remember, man, this was years and years ago, man, and I was really interested in starting a business. I knew I just wanted to start a business, and you know, this guy's like, yeah, man, I want, you know, come over to my house. I want to introduce you to this business opportunity. I'm so naive, you know, at the time. I'm thinking like, oh, wow, this could be a business I can start and make money. And I go there, and this guy's talking about like some kind of fucking coffee business and sell these packs of coffee. It was a company called Organo Gold. I'm like, I don't even drink coffee, nigga. Why am I even here? God damn, nigga. You know, to go around selling coffee. As soon as he broke into it, I'm just like, and you know, you're sitting into those home meetings, and for 30 minutes, you're like, get to the damn point. Get to the damn point. You know, because they drag that shit out. You're saying, is Herbalife Options liquid? You're going to have to look that up. You're going to have to look that up. Herbalife. Yeah, it's up there. It's up there. Herbalife, you know, there was a lot of talk about Herbalife being a pump and dump. Or not a pump and dump, but a huge Ponzi scheme. There are tons of videos on YouTube, people calling it huge Ponzi scheme. Right? What's his name? Citron Research left. I forgot it. Alex Left, I think that's his name. He came out and called them a Ponzi scheme. And the stock has been able to maintain even with all of that. And you see here, look at for 2018. What a monster stock for 2018. Jeez, look at this. This is January right here. What a monster. Stock's up almost $30 a share. Lord, good God.
Monster kill.
Good God. Gotta give it to him. Gotta give it to him. Gotta give it to him. Look at that. Nice play. Vector, yeah. Vector, you know, there's a company called Vector Marketing Group. They tried to come at me when I was in high school, dude. I was looking for a part-time job, and I go to this office, and they're like, yeah, you're going to go door to door, and you're going to sell these knives. I'm like, okay, I'm a black man growing up, I'm a black child growing up in a predominantly white neighborhood, and you want me to walk around with 14 butcher knives up to people's doors, white folks' doors, and say, "Come, you are retarded. You are retarded." You know what I'm saying? Lady, You know? Walking around the neighborhood with a knife in my hand at 15, 16 years old. Fuck out of here with that bullshit, man. Yeah, they were part, they were part of a company called Cutco. So it was like Cutco, and it was Vector Marketing, and Vector Marketing is like their outreach. That's basically how they get the word out. But the company is Cutco, and you walk around sell these fucking expensive knives. Now the knives are bad as fuck, right? I mean, they cut through fucking anything. But it's a bullshit job, man. I'm walking in the neighborhood. Fuck that shit. Fuck out of here, man. Said Jinsu Sal. Yeah, I've always been, interested in doing business, and for the most part, look, at the end of the day, I'm a son of immigrants, right? My parents didn't really have any money to really offer me, so for the most part, going into my adulthood until I found penny stock promoting, it was always basically a lack of capital, man. Just not being able to have really any money to get things popping with. To really get anything popping with. And that's a huge problem for a lot of people. It's just not really having enough. There are more than enough ideas out there. It's just that we live in a society where, it takes money to make money. And that's the problem. And when you have a great idea and you put a little bit of effort into it and a little bit of window dressing, unfortunately, and when you don't have the money, you got to go to someone else. You got to sell someone else on your idea. And many times that person wants to just take it from you or push it in a direction where that's not where you want to go. And, unfortunate things could happen because of that. Great products and great ideas get sat on. Genesis Healthcare. You guys know I was a big fan of Genesis Healthcare for quite a while back in 2016, 2017. All right, this is Genesis Healthcare. Really great run back in 2016. Loved this stock back in 2016. Genesis Healthcare, 2018 looks like it's changed. Boy, it's looking like a beautiful cup and handle starting to develop in here. All right, 2018 Genesis Healthcare turnaround. Stock's already up 100%. Stock's already up 100%. All right, Genesis Healthcare. I'll give them the kids cheer. Nice band. Yeah. Shout out to Genesis. You said Shark Tank. Yeah, man. And I don't even like Shark Tank because again, that's when we talk about exploitative capital. Yes, they're getting their point, but man, a lot of those people get robbed. Get straight up robbed. But at the end of the day, look, they need money to grow. And if you end up with the right person, maybe it can work out for you, right? I mean, $1 million of something is better than, $1 of nothing. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's just what it takes. Some guys are cool with, getting licensing. You get 5% per sale or whatever that is. Yeah, man, it's a love and hate relationship. Yeah, same thing with that show, Yeah, I don't think capitalism is the problem. I don't think capitalism is the problem. It's the way it's played. I think it's the problem. It's not played, in my opinion, fairly in this country. Angel investors, angel investors. But most of I don't know why they call them angel investors because they're anything but angels. They're anything but angels. These people will give you money, and not per my experience, because I'm not going to fuck with you like that. If we're doing business together, it's either 50-50 or it's none at all. Because I'm not going to be anybody's slave. But from other guys that I've heard, they're going to give you money and they're going to tell you what to do. They're going to tell you that's how they feel. If I'm cutting you a check for $50K, $100K, you work for me now. You're their slave. Let's keep it going. FUSZ, FUSZ is a monster. FUSZ is a monster. All right, 703. What's up?
Hey, what's up? It's me again.
Hey, Fisher. What's
I
up?
don't believe capitalism is the problem. I believe is the business models that they have the problem.
Okay. What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Let me give you a prime example, okay? Toyota and Japanese cars, how many miles do you think they can do? 210, 220?
Oh, hell yeah, bro. I've seen Toyotas, I've seen Hondas with 300K on them, bro. I mean, absolutely.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And what about these American cars? How long can they last?
I wouldn't, you couldn't find me to buy, well, V8, I've seen these V8s at 150 and higher, but
No.
V6 or
Not
lower.
those American muscles.
V6 or lower.
Regular cars.
Yeah, V6 or lower, I wouldn't touch anything American over 150,000 miles. Maybe 170. Maybe 170 at the highest.
That's the problem with this country's capitalism. Long time ago, they used to make tables that can last for generations. Now they make tables that can last for maybe 2 or 3 years. So you have to buy another one. Mm-hmm. They make stuff with cheap design, so you will have to buy another one. Mm. Like Apple admitted this a couple of months ago. We crash your phones every 3 years, so you have to upgrade. They actually admitted that.
Yeah, that was some fucked up shit.
That's why I do Android for life.
Yeah.
Because I know Apple would do that kind of stupid shit. Because
friends will always upgrade. But even Android fucks you over by not giving you the new model or the new Android, whatever, 8.0 or whatever it is now. Because they could easily give
4.
you that. Right, they could easily give you that update, right, through your phone. But they choose to make you buy a new phone to get the new Android system update.
No. They do that because sometimes the new phones have a different processing unit, so it won't take the new upgrade. It'll lag on you. So you will have to get the new phone to get a faster processor.
There it is.
So that's why I believe there's different capitalism, like the ways Japanese cars are different from American cars. Like that's why, Ford and GE got pissed because of tariffs, the Trump trade thing. Because now they can't buy the cheap, inexpensive Chinese steel, so they have to buy better, more expensive, durable American steel. So that's why they have to spend more money to build their cars better now.
We'll see. I mean, at the end of the day, the American cars are just quality-wise. And appreciate the call. Appreciate the call, Craig. I mean, at the end of the day, or Fisher, excuse me. These American automakers, they know they're not known for quality. They've gotten better though. They've gotten better over the years. I mean, I'm starting to see, especially, let me think of it. Actually, no, I can't really think of an older American car that came out in the last 15 years that I could say is still on the road. Name a car from 2000, right? Let's say from 2000, from GM, Ford, or Chrysler that's still on the road like that. Not a V8. Besides the Jeep Wranglers, the Grand Cherokee V6 models, in cars, I don't. They make badass SUVs, but even the SUVs though, they're kind of the Equinox. That was a fucking horrible vehicle. I can't name one. I can't name. Yeah, not the trucks. I can't name a car that from 2000 from any of those. I mean, and that's sad because if you go to Honda, you see on the highway, you'll see a ton of those old ass Accords. The Maximas, I'm seeing Maximas from like 95, Maximas from early 2000. They're still on the road, man. They're still on the road. I saw a Toyota Celica like a week ago. A Toyota Celica. I mean, good Lord, that was like an early 1990s. These things run forever. Ford Taurus. The Ford Taurus was a horrible vehicle. Impalas, yeah, I maybe the Impala. But the Impalas, only the V8s. So that wouldn't even count. The V6 Impalas are horrible. The V6 Impalas, they had huge, what's the word for it? Gosh, what's the word for it, man? These are huge with GM cars. What's the word for it? It's not overheating, but it's when head gasket. It's a head gasket issue. They had notorious head gasket issues. When it comes to an American car, you either getting a V8 or if it's a V6, the closest they came was maybe that GM 3800 engine. You remember the 3800? The 3800 was in the Pontiacs. They were in I think they were some GM cars that had the 3800 in them as well. Some Chevy, weren't there some Chevy cars with them in there too? But the 3800 engine was a solid engine. That was a solid engine, you know. And I saw a couple 3800s, you know, with 200 on the odometers growing up. But even those cars, you know, it was the parts around the shit. We just, you know, the engine blocks themselves were great, but it'd be the parts around them. Fucking horrible alternator, you know, or tranny was horrible, or oil pan leaks. I mean, just, they were horrible. All right. Let's keep it going, because I can go on and on about cars. I love cars. Love cars. Don't know too much. I don't know about the old. You know, most of my history for cars starts from early 1980s and on. I don't know too much about anything older than 1980s. You said that 3800 was in the LeSabre? Yeah. 3800s. And don't even get me started on Cadillacs. Those Cadillacs were horrible. All of those 80s Cadillacs, 90s Cadillacs, 2000, they were all garbage, dude. All of them were garbage. Ricardo said 31, 34, 36. Yeah. But out of all of those, Ricardo, the 3800 was the best. He said bought a truck would be the Ford 250 or 350. Yeah. They hold their value really well, too. Those Ford 250s and 350s are some badass trucks. Gas mileage is a bitch, but... And the Ford F-150s are good, too, man. I mean, the F-150 is a badass truck, you know. If you got the right... You know, if you got the right package. For example, if I'm buying an F-150, I'm not getting anything less than a Lariat. You know, because I need my leather seats. I need my tow package. You know what I'm saying? I need that better suspension. You know? Yeah. They you know, that's just me though. Said Mercury. V6 EcoBoost. The S2000s. I've never driven an S2000. I've always wanted one though, the Honda S2000. Never driven one. 89 Oldsmobile with the cassette stuck in the player. John, why didn't you take it out? Yeah. A lot of guys are hooking up those old cars now, but I mean, with these older cars, you can, you know, these tape decks now are cheap as hell, dude. You can get flip out DVD tape decks for like $100, $125. You know, get them, flip them out. You know, now they got the Android ones now, so you can like literally put on, you know, it's not going to be a Wi-Fi version because there's not Wi-Fi built in, but you can upload Google Maps to a shit and stuff. I mean, there are all kind of funny stuff you can do with these tape decks you can buy and put them in these old cars. You know. That's why I really, the newer cars now are cool, but I really hate those. Especially a couple years ago when I was looking for cars and I was, looking for something used. Love these cash cars because I hate having a note. And these cash cars, these, especially those late model. This is prior to like 2014, 2013. So you're looking at some of these like 2006, 2007, and they would have, the built-in TV, not TVs, but navigations. And they were all horrible ass navigation systems, man. They, some of them didn't have color or, you couldn't update them. And it's like, God damn. Yeah, no, she's tweeting. She's texting me, bro. She's texting me. She's cool. I'm about to get up out of here in a minute because I can go on and on about some of these cars. And I can go on and on about these cars. Because, boy, I mean, sometimes I go to the Mannheim Auto Auction. We got a Mannheim or Odessa. Oh, my God. Dude, if I had a license, dude, I would go to Odessa and Mannheim. Dude, you can go there with like 5 Gs, 10 Gs, and ball the fuck out. These dealers are getting these cars for pennies, bro. Pennies. I've always wanted to do like a mudding truck. I've always wanted a car to go mudding in. And I wouldn't even get a pure truck. I'd probably get like something like a badass, like a '04 Pathfinder or something like that and put it on. Put some huge wheels on that motherfucker or something like that. And a badass grill. But yeah, you can go there and I've gone to a couple of them and I'm looking especially for those Pathfinders, those early 2000 Pathfinders. Those things can run forever, dude. And those make great mudding cars, great cars for mudding. 4x4s were solid. All right. He said, got to disconnect the Navi so the Federal Atlas can't track you. Yeah. I mean, they're old as hell. They might as well just take them out. But I know that requires some alternating. Or alterations of the dash. All right. So, what's going to be hot tomorrow? Obviously, trade, the price action of whatever you get. But like I said, I'm going to be looking at, the losers today. I mean, WG, this is an interesting ticker. I'm going to see what that does tomorrow. WG, that's a dirt cheap ticker. Let me see here. NOG, I think that really doesn't have, nah. What else? I think there was a couple from the other day. CDTX, that's still losing, I think. Yeah, CDTX. This is an interesting one too. This is another biotech play. I'm watching this one for a good bounce. Seed, that was a winner. That was a winner a couple days ago. Seed was a huge winner. Obviously, this is looking for a possible bounce. May not ever happen. This could very well come all the way back down. All right, on low volume. All right, we got bag holders still, not wanting to sell. So you know how that happens. VTVT. This is an interesting stock because this is a loser based right here in North Carolina, and they've got this local billionaire here who's basically payrolling the whole operation, and this is really interesting thing here going in VTVT. What else of interest that I've been following? The marijuana stocks that you guys talked about today, I'm going to be looking at those tomorrow, seeing if that kind of starts to move. HL is another one. It's a precious metal mining company, but we talked about how this one, if we zoom in a lot, it's in a funnel. Right, it's in that funnel, and it's just kind of going lower and lower and lower and lower. It's pretty bad. All right. What else was I looking at here? That's pretty much it on my list. Besides, of course, whatever Black Box puts out. All right, Cleveland Cliffs. Cleveland Cliffs is another one I was looking at. CLF. All right, ugly chart, but what else? Icon, PSMS. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Looking for some really beat up stocks. Just really something real beat up. Real beat up. Andrew, what are you talking about? Said Jeep is better than a Land Rover 24. Hell yeah, I would take a Jeep over a Land Rover any day, bro. Hell yeah, dude. I'll take a Jeep. What's the top of the line Grand Cherokee version? Isn't it called Outback? No, it's the Out something. What's the top of the line Jeep Grand Cherokee? It's called Jeep Grand. Hold on. Not Altitude. Damn, I forgot what is it called. Is it Altitude? No, I think there's one above Altitude. Overland. Overland. It's the Overlands. Overland. Is it Outlander or Overland? I always thought it was I think it was the Overland. I thought it was Outlander, but I think the Overland is the top of the line. You said Range Rover Sport is nice though. All right. PRTA, Dr. Butterfly, what's going on? PRTA. I don't know about PRTA. I know you know, unless if you're looking for a good option, I think you still got to go with Walmart. Wayfair, no. You still got to go with Walmart. I like Walmart at these levels, right? I'm watching you, Walmart boy. It's about to turn up, man. You see that? See that MACD cross there on the daily chart? Walmart's about to turn up, man. I'm telling you guys right now, Walmart's about to turn up. He said the new Range Rover Sport. Yeah, Land Rovers are just, they're all over the place in terms of reliability. And I remember when Volkswagen, those Volkswagen Touaregs, badass cars when they're working. Those Volkswagen Touaregs, badass cars when they're working. But that's another thing where, ironically, it's a German product, but it's not reliable. It's not very reliable. And I remember they came out, I think they had a V12 Touareg too. They had a V12 Touareg, which was a badass car, but, You said you keep driving your Kia? Hell yeah. Paid for, keep doing it, man. That's the best way to do it. That's the best way to do it. I had a buddy who got me on to buying cash cars and going to the auctions and getting a late model car, and getting one inspected by a mechanic you trust and getting the paint redone, interior cleaned to practically as new as possible, and you literally got a new car, man. It's like you got a new car, preferably a foreign, Nissan, Honda, or Toyota. And I always, if I buy a cash car, I always get the paint redone. Always get the paint redone because I need my paint job to be like butter. My paint job has to be like butter because I like washing my car a lot. So my paint job has to be mwah. You go to Mako, not the $400 paint job. Just go get the top of the line one. It's like $1,600. And it drives off the lot, looks like a new car. Said Volkswagen is expensive. Yeah, I won't. Volkswagen, BMW, Mercedes, those are kind of cars. If you can't get them, in warranty, just forget about it. You got to just have the money like that. Just forget about them. You know what I'm saying? That's why when you see these old BMWs, I know guys are going to hate me when I say this, but unfortunately, a lot of, let me just use the word people of color, all right? Because I think we some of us, we want so bad to look successful that we'll go out and buy, because I was one of those people, and I've told you guys my BMW story. We'll go out and buy an old-ass BMW, an old-ass Mercedes that's out of warranty, and as soon as one thing goes wrong, it's sitting in front of the driveway, and now you're looking to sell it, right? Because you can't afford to fix it. You couldn't afford to own that vehicle, and I was one of those people. I was one of those people, man. I was one of those people who would go out there, and I wouldn't say it, like I did it more than once. It was only one time. I went out there and I bought myself, because I wanted to look like I was important, a 1995 BMW 540i. It had, I think like 175 on it. It was a V8, 335 horsepower. And one thing went wrong, and I went to a shop, and the guy showed me a $4,500 bill, and I almost shitted on myself, bro. I almost shitted on myself right there in the shop. I almost shitted on myself. Here, I'm walking in there. I had like $400 in my pocket. I'm thinking, okay, this guy, he's gonna tell me $220 or some crap like this. And he came out and he said $4,500, and yeah, I had to sell it for peanuts. Because I was irresponsible with my money. I could have gone out there, did what somebody who was 20 years old supposed to at the time. Get yourself something nice, small, reliable. Could have got myself a nice little Ford Focus or some shit like that. But I didn't, and because of that, I ended up riding the bus until I got my money back up again for another car. I was on the bus using public transportation for, I think it was almost like 4 months, man, until I got my money back up again. I can go back out and get something. I did that to myself. It was a learning experience. So when I see a young boy today pulling up with an 06, because they love the 06 BMW 7 Series, I already know, dude. I already know. 06, 05 BMW, brother, I already know what's going to happen to you. Yeah, old-ass Maseratis. Old-ass Maseratis. Old-ass Jags. Those old blocky-looking Jaguars. Come on, bro. Come on, man. Just get yourself something nice and reliable. Because that's where it's at, man. That's where responsible money management begins. Fuck what people think about you. And that was a learning lesson. Make sure you're not going broke trying to prove to other people that you're not broke. You said BMW. Those E30s are different, though. Those E30s they're basically bulletproof. Those E30s were bulletproof. Especially the stick shift. The manual versions. You said you think you did the same thing riding a bus. You said you drive a Prius? I would love to have a Prius now. I actually I test drove a Prius not too long ago. And Prius is not a bad car, especially those new Priuses are pretty nice. All right, those new Priuses are really, really nice. You can get them, really cheap. Some of those late model ones are really nice. Yeah. Is that me? Yeah, RX 350. I got a Lexus 350. It's all right, you know. You know, it's a Toyota. You know what I'm saying? It's Toyota. Basically, all Lexus is Toyota. And those Lexuses, too, by the way, can run forever. All right, let me get out of here. Let me get out of here. Let me get up out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Good show tonight. Great tickers. Not much going on. You know, we know the large caps that are struggling right now. There are buying opportunities out there. You do have some earnings tomorrow. MU, Micron, I'm telling you, they're going to kill it. They could sell off, though. So you got to have some downside risk to that. Or just play the trade afterwards, right? You're like, oh, Sal, I don't want to guess. All right, fine. Wait till the number comes out. And if the market sells off on the news, then you're going to have to get yourself a nice in the money put. If the market runs in the morning, you're going to have to be quick with it because guys are going to sell that profit or are going to cash out on those gains. But eventually you're going to find a bottom and then run higher as guys buy that earnings winner. All right? So you can just wait till after the number comes out when there's an earnings release. All right? So appreciate you guys. Hopefully there's more volatility tomorrow. Appreciate you. See if there's more volatility tomorrow. All right. So, let me get up out of here. Yes, indeed. Appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate y'all very much. All right, so let me go ahead.
Welcome, and thank you for tuning into the...
Shit. All right, hold on. Wrong sound effect. Wrong sound effect. Let me see, is this the one? God damn, man. I got to clear this out. I got too many damn songs on here on my list. All right. Appreciate you. Havaro Bowen. Ricardo Joseph, thank you so much, sir. Appreciate you for calling. All right. Who else I got in here? Corey Kwan. Gucci, thank you for the call. Appreciate you, man. Ghetto Stock Trader, thank you. Javier Bowen. Dr. Butterfly, thank you so much. Downsell Essex. Corey Kwan, John Rambo, appreciate you. Another great opportunity tomorrow for you to get into the market and make yourself some money. Shout out to the guys who moved over to U Stock Trade. I got some good emails about U Stock Trade. They've really improved. I think some of you guys using Robinhood, you'd be surprised. U Stock Trade, they've improved their executions. So those of you guys doing no PDT trading, looking to get your account up there so you can trade all day, $1 share in and out, no PDT rule. I think you'll be impressed by what they're doing over there. All right. The new Black Conservative, thank you. Get those likes up, press like. I appreciate you guys. All right. Old Man Winter's got to get out of here. I'm so tired of Old Man Winter. Old Man Winter, go away. I'm waiting for the booty shorts to come out. I'm waiting for the sundresses with no panties. Please, Mr. Old Man Winter, go home, go away, go wherever the hell you gotta go. I need sundress season to come and give me life. Yes, indeed. I'm out of here, guys. Take care. Until tomorrow, happy trading. Take care.